Today we're going to be going in a little bit of a different direction, both physically and I guess topically. I don't know. This week I'm going to be challenging myself to build a farm every single day until we have 7 of the best automatic farms for early game Minecraft. And so up here near this house at the top of our field area, I have went ahead and I have built this path heading off in this direction all the way through the forest. It looks way better at night once these firefly bushes start doing that. But over here, we're going to be cutting down a bunch of trees, getting a little bit of an open area. And this area is going to be a similar style to what we've kind of have going on in our village over there. But it's going to be visually different with some different resources and stuff. And this is going to be like a workshop area. It's going to be where all of our farms are going and all of our, I don't know, stuff that is not going to be look as good over at our village. I'm going to put over here. We're still going to make it look good. I have some plans for how to do that, but I think all of these trees in a decent area is going to have to go. So I think let's jump into a little bit of a tree chopping and terraforming montage. Okay guys, now that we have this area opened up, terraformed a little bit, I have a little bit of an idea of what I'm going to be building here. And the first thing I'm going to be building is not a farm. It's going to be a building, and I'm going to put the building right here. And some of the farms are going to be going inside the building, some are going to be going outside. But the first thing we have to do is we have to put this building in. And so let's jump into time-lapse real quick, and let's build this workshop-type building. And then we'll get to some farms, I promise. Here we have our workshop, and there's an Enderman up there. I guess he's the craftsman who lives here. But here we have the house. This is where our craftsman is going to live, and there's going to be a couple more buildings like around this area, and we're also going to go and build inside of the mountain for some of the uglier farms are going to go in there. Obviously no interior yet, but this is going to be like a living quarters for our little guy here. He has a nice little balcony. And let's head down into the basement. And down here in the basement, we just have this kind of style stone floor going on. And this is where we're going to build our first farm. And this first farm is going to be more so leaning towards building and dye. It's going to be a 2 tall flower farm. Very, very simple. That's why it's the first one. And so what we need to grab is sunflowers, rose bushes, peonies, and lilac bushes. I think that's the 4 that the 2 talls. And all we have to do is we have to put some dispensers behind it to shoot bone meal, and we'll get some flowers from it. Pretty simple, but it's a good way to start out. This is where the 4 plants are going to go. And yes, I did choose to turn it this way just so that the sunflower would be facing this direction instead of over here, because it would annoy me if it was facing the wrong direction. And our levers are going to go right here, like that. And we can dig out a little bit of a hole to get down here. Okay, and so underneath all of these levers right here, we're going to be putting our sticky pistons, just like that. Now, to put our observers, we're going to have to get below so we can face them upwards like this. The other observers are going to go right where these blocks are right here, but they're going to be facing downward. So I'm just going to place in some blocks like this, and then our observers are going to be facing downward like this. Now we can go ahead and break all these blocks. I'm going to fill in this area down here. Make sure that this make sure that there's a gap right here, or else the pistons will not be able to push the observers over. And the last thing that we have to do is we need to put in our dispensers in here, and we have to put some bone meal in here. I should have some bone meal somewhere. Here's some bone meal. And so if we put some bone meal in here, flick the lever, ta-da, here we go. We get tons of sunflowers, or any of the flowers that we want. So I'm gonna dress up the rest of the room because I have a giant hole in the wall, but this is the farm. It looks pretty simple, because it is. It's very simple. Okay, so I finished up the room, and this is what we have. Just in the corner over here, so we have more space to put some other farms, or whatever else we decide to put in here. But this is going to work perfectly for me, and I can just flick it on, get some flowers, turn it into dye, or make a field or something. This will be a good way to gather up our flowers. The next farm that we're going to be building in our automatic farm extravaganza is probably the oldest and the most iconic automatic farm in all of Minecraft, an automatic chicken farm. And these things are very simple. They haven't really changed too much over the years. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down a barrel right here with a hopper behind it. Okay, on top of this hopper, we're going to put a slab, a block right here with a dispenser facing this way, like that. We will build up 2 blocks with the glass, and then fill in the sides with some blocks. I'm just using these blocks because I think they'll look good. And then this spot right here is where we put the lava. I don't have any lava, so let me go grab that real quick. Okay, now we can put our lava right here in the middle. Then coming around to the back, we can put in our hopper right here. And on top of this hopper, where our chickens are going to be standing, that are going to be laying all of our eggs. And so either I'm going to... Oh, there's a chicken over there. Let me lure this guy in here, actually. Alright, 1 chicken in. See if I can get any more chickens with these eggs. There's 1. Oh, there's 2. Oh, I'm so lucky. And then what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to breed these guys up a bunch to get a bunch of chickens up here. So all the chickens are going to lay the eggs. They're going to go into this dispenser right here. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put 2 observers facing each other. Not like that. These. So that they're facing each other. And it is that simple. This is just going to make me a ton of chicken, a ton of feathers, and it's pretty simple. I'm going to add a little bit more design to this to make it look better. Okay, and this is the little design I came up with. Very simple, very compact. I need a chicken to put in that item frame. On the back side, we can go up the ladders, we can open this up, and we can start breeding our chickens. I hope. Are they too far away? They might be too far away. Yes, they are too far away. Alright, we'll just leave it like this, because that's fine. So I can breed them up, and they will start cooking up some eggs, and cooking up some chickens. The next farm that we're going to be building is going to be a honey farm, and we're going to be using all of these materials right here to build a automatic honey farm right on this side of the wall right here. And I'll probably extend a little bit of the house to accompany the build. So the first thing we're going to grab out is a chest that I don't have in there. So let me grab a chest. So we're going to go ahead and put the chest down right here with the hopper behind it like that. Next, we're going to be putting in a railway with our hopper minecart on it. And that railway is going to go from right here, and it's going to go all the way across the bottom like this. 8 blocks wide, so that we have 8 beehives slash... What are these things called? Beehive, bee nest. You can use either one. Okay, so on top of these rails, we're going to have our grass blocks like that. Now, I placed some temporary blocks up here so that we can place our dispensers facing downward like this. I don't know why it doesn't place on I don't know why it's doing that, but our droppers are going to be facing down like that so that our beehives can be at this level right here. Okay, so we have something like this going on, and we can put in some glass like this along 2 blocks tall, just like that. And I'm actually going to go up into the farm real quick to place in our beehives and our bee nest. Okay, then we're going to put flowers all along like that. And we can put in our bee nests and our beehives. But we want to make sure that they don't escape. So I'm going to place them in quick and then get out. I'm going to place all these in like that. And then they should come out. I have some bees in those beehives, or if you want to lure bees in here, you can do that also. And then I'm hoping that I can go in there and breed up the bees so that we have some more in there. Moving around to the backside here, we're going to be putting in some observers, and they need to be facing this way so that they can detect the beehives when they are full of honey. Okay, so I just realized that the bees don't come out of the beehive if there's flowers right in front, so I'm actually going to use azalea bushes instead of these grass blocks, and then the bees will be able to make their honey from those. So let me go grab those real quick and I'll show you what I'm going to do instead. Okay, now with the flowering azaleas, we can put them down here instead of these blocks. Okay, so this is what it's looking like instead, and this is going to work out just fine. And we can put our hopper minecart in. Oh, these aren't powered. That would help. I stand corrected once again. I think I actually need to put repeaters in like this for it to work. And I just heard the dispenser's fire, so let's see if we got any honey. Looks like it got collected, and we got some bottles. So I'm just going to fill up this entire thing with shears. I'm sure there are other designs that can make it more efficient with the glass bottles for the honey bottles, but for this design, I am completely happy with it just collecting honeycombs, and this is going to be perfect for what I'm trying to do. I love honey, and I need it for a lot of stuff, waxing copper and making candles and stuff like that. And so this is the farm complete, and I'm going to make it look a little bit better, dress it up a little bit, and then I'll show you what it looks like as a finished design. And here is the finished design. Nothing crazy. Something that I really struggle with in Minecraft is making like automatic farms and stuff look good. It's hard. It's hard to do. The backside over here, I just extended the house, made a little bit of a roof, and I mean, there was already trees here, so it's already blocked off by trees fairly well. Checking up on our chicken farm. It's working. It's gonna make us a lot of food. And, yeah, the honey farm is also working as well. The next farm that I'm going to be building is not my own design. I can't take credit for it, but it's going to be a stone and cobblestone farm. And the video that I'm going to be watching, the tutorial, is from JC Plays. I'll link the video down below. And so since this is not my design, I'm going to do this one in a little bit of a time lapse. And then I'm also going to be putting a building around it, making a little like stone masonry building. I think would work. I think it would fit the stone and cobblestone generator pretty well to make it a stone mason's house. And so I'm gonna get to it, and I'm gonna build us a stone and cobblestone generator. Here is our stonemason's house, and it is fully functional. Up here on the stairs, open the door, flick the lever, and we can mine away Oh wait, it's not. Flick it that way. And now it's working. And now we can mine away and get all of the cobblestone or stone that we want. And down in the bottom, we have the collection area, which doesn't look great because, well, the hoppers and the chests, but it's okay. It is functional, and it's going to get me a ton of resources, which is what is important. Now, as you can see over here, I've also been doing a little bit of digging over here. Over here, we're going to be putting some more of our farms. The next farm that we're going to be making is we're going to be making an automatic wool farm. Automatic wool farms are also pretty simple to make, and they're also very good for a variety of things. Wool is a pretty useful resource. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a module for every single color of wool. There's 16 different colors, so we're going to be doing 8 on this side and 8 on this side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through one, and then I'm going to go and build the rest myself because it's going to be annoying to build all these. It's going to be even more annoying to get all the sheep into their places. That is going to be a pain, but I'm going to get it done. Okay, the first thing that we're going to be putting down is we're going to be putting down our collection chest, and our collection chest is going to go right here in the ground. Going into this chest, we're going to have a hopper. On top of the hopper, we're going to put our rail, and we're going to face it horizontally like this. And then over top of that, we're going to put grass like this. So the sheep is going to be on top of this grass block, and then it's going to eat that grass to regain its wool back. And then for this grass to spread, we need these grass blocks on either side to spread back to this main block here. And so right here, we're going to have our hopper minecart. And then up here, we are going to just have some glass like that. And then on the side, you can put whatever block you want. I'm just gonna put stone for right now. I might change it. Then we're going to put an observer facing the grass block to detect when it gets eaten. A block with a piece of redstone behind it. And then our dispenser is gonna go. I'm actually gonna break this block so I can place this dispenser down right here. And this is the contraption. This is the module. We want a block right there, but this is it. The sheep is going to be right in here. And once it eats the grass block, it's going to detect it with the observer. It's going to power this redstone here. And it's going to fire. I need a shear for right here. You have to put a shear in there so it shears the sheep. What I have to do is I have the joy of finding a sheep and putting him in here, but also making 15 more of these in this room here. Getting sheep for all of them is going to be the hardest part. It's going to be the most annoying part, but I'm going to get to it. I'm going to do a little time lapse. Have fun watching me mess around with sheep, and I'll see you in a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dress up this entire room and make it look a whole lot better than it does right now. And also dress up the outside right here. Make a little building right here for you to walk in and then go down the hallway of all of our sheep, all the different colors. And it should be working. Yeah, it's working. But right now, I'm going to get to building the exterior and the interior. I went ahead and I built this into a little bit of a hobbit hole type thing, and inside we have our sheep farm. This is the design I went for. And it is working. We're getting a whole bunch of different colored wool from all of our different colored sheep. The next thing that we're going to be building is over here. I have dug out this room right here. And the next thing we're going to be making is we're going to be doing a automatic cactus farm. Now these are very easy. Like everything else in in this episode here. And all you have to do really is do this. Put like fences or glass panes I've seen used, so that whenever this cactus grows, the fences will break it, and then it will bounce off and into a water stream. And this is kind of the gist of the design. We're going to do like a grid pattern with some water flowing down to a chest right here. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do the water yet. I'll have to figure it out and come up with a good design for it. But this is what it's going to look like. And so I think the best way to do this is to hop in another time lapse and get this all situated. Alright, here is the cactus farm that we have set up right now. We have the water going into a bunch of hoppers. This is just the best way that I could figure out how to do it. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but this is just what I settled on, and it's working fine. I need to wait for it to grow more so that I can keep putting cactus in the farm to get it all filled, and then it'll be way more efficient with all of the cactuses in there. But I figured as I wait for that, we might as well start our next farm, which is going to be, oh, my inventory is very much full. It's going to be an automatic sugarcane farm, and we're going to do the automatic sugarcane farm on the side of this cactus farm. So it's going to use the same collection system. We're going to have our modules on either side, and that sugarcane will drop into the water and come down into the chest as well. And then maybe I'll set up some more like storage for the sugarcane and cactus, because I feel like this chest might get filled pretty quick, but that's completely okay. I can transport the drops, no problem. And then the rest of the project is going to just be making it look good and making this room visually appealing instead of looking like a cave. So let's go ahead and let's build one of these modules and show you guys what it's going to look like. So the way that we're going to do this is these blocks right here are all going to be sand for our sugarcane to stand on. And since it's down here, there is water right next to it so that the sugarcane can grow. Okay, and then this block here is going to be showing, so I'm just going to use some stone bricks as my choice of material. And then the next block up is going to be our pistons. These don't have to be sticky pistons, thankfully, because I have absolutely zero slime balls in my world. Okay, and then behind the pistons, we're going to have a row of redstone like this. I went ahead and I placed a row of temporary blocks so that we can come back here. We can place all of our observers in and make sure that they're facing the correct direction. And then behind these, we're just going to have a row of blocks. Okay, and finally, all we have to do is we have to put in our sugar cane, and this is going to grow up to the top. It's going to hit the observers, and then it's going to break. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to repeat this design on the other two sides, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to decorate this entire room and make it look absolutely beautiful. Let's jump into time lapse and let's see what I come up with. Here we have our finished sugarcane and cactus farm, and it is working. It's going to produce us a whole ton of resources. I went with a similar design as what we have over here, with stone bricks and the similar roof type that we have going on, and I think it works pretty well. I also have the ability to expand this like area, this underground like base area, which I honestly am probably going to expand this, add more farms and stuff in here, and honestly maybe expanding all the way over towards my starter base, which is over that way. I think that would be a cool way of connecting our world together. But now that we've finished our 7th farm, we have completed the challenge of building a farm every single day. And so last thing I want to do is I want to go back through and I want to see how our farms are doing. We have some cactus and some sugarcane. Not a ton because this is the final farm that we've actually built. The sheep farm is working pretty well. We're having a ton of different wool. This one's over a stack already. Jeez. White wool is lacking. I don't know why this guy's not performing as good as his other sheep brethren. Oh, I also have these like maintenance doors here. I don't know if I showed that earlier. Those are the 3 farms that are inside this hobbit hole area. Then over here we have our stonemason. I'm not sure if I have any stone in here. Yeah, I do. All right, barely. I mean, but I have been using this to gather up a ton of stone and cobblestone. And we have our chicken farm, which is making us a whole ton of food, which is great. Coming into this main building here, we have our honey farm, and this thing is absolutely cooking with honey. And we have our flower farm, which is not as automatic as the other ones, but I have been using this to make some fields and stuff. And so I would like to thank all of you guys for tuning in to the episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned some farms that you want to recreate in your own world, and I am excited to move on to whatever's next in our world. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.